Hello friends, welcome to this screencast. Today our topic is research proposal. How we should prepare our research proposal, what should be the recommended format of preparing a research proposal. So first of all we should know what is research proposal. It is a systematically organized summary of research project that someone proposes to undertake. While preparing a research proposal, first of all we should know what is our idea, why, what we want to achieve it addresses three components: what you want to accomplish, why you want to do it, how you are going to do it. So while preparing a research proposal we mainly focus on three things. First is what you plan to accomplish, means what is your goal by completing this particular project, what you want to achieve, what is my goal. Second, why you want to do it. Why means what is my motive behind completing this particular project. And third is how you are going to do it. Means what should be your approach from beginning to the end to starting to completion of the project. How you will go. What should be your approach. So mainly we focus upon three things: our goal, our motive, and our approach. The first thing in our research proposal is how we will decide the title. The title of research proposal should be concise and descriptive. It should not be too longer. It should be concise. In minimum words, it should explain about the theme of your research proposal. The title should be stated in terms of functional relationship, as title clearly indicate independent dependent variable. Means the title should explain that you find out some relationship, what type of functional relationship you are trying to identify in your research proposal. Even from your research proposal someone can easily find the dependent and independent variables. Sometimes researcher makes some words like an investigation of an empirical study, so you should avoid such type of phrases in your research title. Rather than you must focus on the explaining the functional relationship in your title. After title, there should be some abstract. What is abstract? Abstract is a summary of 250 or 350 words. By going through the abstract, the reader or the evaluator can easily know what you want to achieve after completing your project. It includes a problem statement. Problem statement is the theme of your research proposal, what you have to do it. Background of problem means what is the historical background, what type of literatures, other previous studies that has been done. Purpose of the study, why you are going to do this particular project. Proposed research approach means your research design, what type of sampling technique you will use, what type of research design, like descriptive study, it is exploratory study, it is causal study. Okay, then what type of scaling technique that you will use. You will describe all these things in your research proposal under research approach. And then the expected outcome, in the end of your abstract you will define like what type of findings that you will expect and what will their implications for the stakeholders. After abstract, then comes to the introduction. In introduction part, it covers around 500 to 700 words. It includes your problem statement. Problem statement is the theme of your research. What is the main problem that you want to solve through your research proposal. Then significance and justification of study. In the introduction part you also have to discuss about the justification of study, why you are doing this particular project, what is your motive behind that, and then your objectives of research project, what you have to achieve through your research project, what are your main objective for which you are completing this particular project. Under introduction you have to clarify your justification of your study. So in justification of study, what you will cover: explain why this topic is important. You have to justify that you have taken a particular topic, why this topic is so much significance in current scenario, why it carries so much weightage under today's business scenario, how through this topic researcher will contribute to the existing knowledge of topic. Means if you have will complete this project, complete this particular research proposal, then what type of the contribution that you will do in the existing literature. Okay, what new perspective will be highlighted through this topic? Once you will complete the project, what type of new innovations that you will highlight, what type of new dimensions that you will bring to the society, how you will differentiate your project, your research work as compared to the existing research project. Who will be the beneficial stakeholders? Means what is your implication of your research proposal? The finding of research proposal will be beneficial for whom? Which type of industry can use the findings of your research proposal? The government department, the future researcher, what type of scope your research will give to the future researchers, the investors, general public. So it explains your motive behind doing a study, the justification of your study, why you are doing this particular object, the research proposal, and what will is beneficial to the different parts of the society, to the industry, to the general people, to the investors, to the researchers. And after completing this research proposal, what type of new innovations, new dimensions related to that particular topic that will come to the picture. So this all this combined list defines the justification of study. This will be a part of your introduction. Then background. In background you will highlight the literature view, means you will highlight the previous studies that are relevant to your research proposal. Discuss historical information about problem statement, the theme that you have taken for your research, the title. Okay, you have to explain about the previous, what happened, why this problem is so much challenge for today's scenario. Reference cite previous studies related to the problem. Then you have to refer the previous research work that has been done in this particular area, in the area of your research title. Discuss the identified gap related to problem on the basis of literature. After going through the literature, you have to identify the gap, means what the previous studies has been done and what is the gap that existing in today's scenario, and how you are going to complete that gap, how you will fulfill that particular gap. You have to identify that thing. 5 C's of literature view. In literature view, these are the main components. We call it as a 5 C's. These are cite, compare, contrast, critique, and connect. So come to the first C, that is cite. While doing the literature view, the cite, it explains, cite the literature relevant to your research topic, because there are n number of research papers in n number of areas. What you have to select only those research papers, only those previous studies that are completely relevant to the research proposal. You can avoid or skip those research studies that are not relevant to the research proposal or research title of your research proposal. Second C is compare. Compare the various previous studies. When you will collect or compile the number of literature or number of research papers, then you have to do some meta-analysis, means you have to identify how many research papers use the similar approach, similar methodology, and similar geographical area. Means how many research papers are based upon the descriptive study, how many research papers are based on the your proper research design methodology, like how many have used the same sampling technique, same geographical area. Means how many studies are based in India, how many studies are based in some foreign country. Okay, so you have to compare those. Then contrast. You have to compare and contrast those studies who give the different finding, because all the studies will not give the same findings. Some studies give different findings, some studies will give different findings. You have to identify those points where these studies gave different results and how their findings are different. You have to identify those areas. Critique the literature, means you have to identify those research papers that are completely relevant to your studies, that are completely reliable to your studies, methodologies and findings. You can say that these are the best paper, these are best literature review on which you can rely, you can use as a theoretical framework for your research proposal. Then connect. After critique the research papers, you can connect the research papers with your studies. How you will connect those research papers, how you will create a connection between the previous studies and your research proposals. How your research work will be different or similar to the literature, means you have to identify the gap. Then how you will differentiate your research work from the previous studies, you have to create a connectivity. After that it comes a research design and methods. In research design we will try to find out which research design will be applied, means our studies based upon the descriptive research design, causal research design or exploratory research design. Who will be a target respondent? Depends upon the title of the project, we will identify who will be a target respondent, whether the respondent will be a youngsters or it will be a high net worth people, aged people. Okay, we have to identify what will be sample size, means what will be appropriate sample size for our research proposal, whether it will be 500, it will be 1000, it will be 2000 or it will be less than 500. Then which sampling technique will be used? After identify the target respondent, then we have to identify how we will collect the samples, whether we will use the probability sampling technique or non-probability sampling technique. Out of the respondent target, we have to identify some samples. For identifying those samples, which technique we will use, which method of data collection will be used. Then after selecting the samples, we have to identify which particular method will be used for data collection, like survey, face-to-face interview, telephonic interview, questionnaires. Then which statistical technique will be used, whether we have to use the correlation, multiple regression, factor analysis, discrimination analysis, structure equation modeling. It depends upon the research objectives, because for every objective we need some different statistical technique. We can't apply all the statistical technique on all the research objectives. It depends upon what we want to achieve through that particular research objectives. Then according to the research objective, we will select the best research technique. Then comes to the references. Give references in the end about the previous study cited in the proposal, because in the literature reviews, in the introduction part, we will cite a number of previous studies. Then how we have to cite those studies in the end? In the reference, all the studies will be cited in alphabetical order and the APA format, that is the American Psychological Association, and we will use that particular format. Then comes to time frame. In time frame, we give the estimated time that will be taken to complete a particular research project. In the timeline, we will divide our research project into number of stages, and for every stage what will be the estimated time we will give. Like for data collection, suppose we take 2 months. For analysis part, we will take 5 months. Okay, then for compiling the interpretation and the whole writing work, we will take next 6 months. So thus we will give a estimated time, how much time it will take to compile the research proposal. Then budget. The budget means what is the economic cost of our research proposal, because we have to do some have to buy some machinery, some software, even sometimes we have to recruit some research associates, so it incurs some budget. These budgets can be further categorized as recurring budget and non-recurring budgets. The recurring budgets are those that are used for the consumable item or short lifetime items, like salary to research staff. Research staffs may be some research associate, research assistant, some. Then field work. In survey we have to go a number of places, then for that we definitely we will incur some cost. That is the budget for the field work, we have to put it different. Then stationery cost, because we use a number of pens, papers, printing materials. Okay, for that we will use the different budget. Then attending seminar and workshops, because to complete a research project, or what we have to do, we have to share our findings. So to share our findings, definitely we have to go for attending some conferences or some workshops to hone our skills. Then non-recurring budgets, these are long-term items that are not consumable. We can use those items for a longer period of time. Like we can, if we buy a laptop, then we can use even after completing the project. If I buy some software, then definitely I will use it for longer time. Some study material like some books, so the books that we can't be consumed, we can use it for 5 years, 10 years. So these are the non-recurring items, and the budget that we will separate, keep it, that are known as a non-recurring budget. Then after completing, we will give a time for review of the research proposal. In a review of research proposal, we will check any grammatical or typographical error. Sometimes we do some errors while typing the research proposal on laptop or desktops. Some grammatical error may be there, so during review we can find out what type of grammatical error we have done. Improve the readability of their work, means we should use easy and understandable language while compiling the research work, so that a reader can easily understand our research proposal. Avoid repetition of words. Sometimes we want to say same thing a number of time in our research proposal. Okay, so while explaining that particular sentence, we can use different type of words. Avoid repetition of word, we can use a synonym of the word while when we are citing the same sentence at number of places in our research proposal. So through review we can find out what are the limitations and how we can complete it. Like if we have done some grammatical error, typographical error and repetition of words, we can easily avoid once we will review the research proposal. That's all. I think it is sufficient for our students to know about how to prepare a research proposal and what should be the adequate format for research proposal. Thanks a lot. Thank you.